me know if you want anything. I think I got a clean mug around here somewhere. Need something? Take a look. Until next time.
Here. Thanks for the mammoth cheese bowl. It was a treat. Fancy a Nord mead, Anika. It's good stuff. If you've got any mammoth cheese, now's the time to share, eh?
This is an ode to Skyrim's truest sons and daughters, the Stormcloaks. We drink to our youth and today's come and gone, for the age of oppression is now nearly done. We'll drive out the Empire from this land that we own.
What's brewing? Aside from trouble, I've got to admit, I've journeyed with many, but none quite like you. You've got a fire in your spirit that could put a flame Atronach to shame. You know what really grinds my gears? When people don't keep their word. A Nord's word is his bond, and I expect others to follow that same code of honor.
But this land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the scourge that
all right.
has sullied
I drank a bit too much.
our hopes and our dreams. All hail to Ulfric, you are the High King. In your great honor we drink and we sing.
Sun's out and not a dragon in sight. A good day, I'd say.
By thy hist, if I don't... Ah, excellent. Smooth and timely. So, just saw a man pass by not long ago. His name's Ulaine. He usually hangs around a spot near here, waiting for the ship to come in. I don't have time to start doubting me. Look, I told you what I know. Now do as you please. And remember, the ship only shows up there after midnight. Keep your eyes peeled.
Actually, I've seen him around. A brooding sort who spends days at a stretch in New Ganesis Corner Club. Always wondered what he was waiting for there. Aye, maybe we should approach cautiously. If we kill him, we'll learn nothing, you know? Aye, of course. What's on your mind? Anytime, friend. Ulfric Stormcloak may be the Jarl of Windhelm, but I don't agree with everything he does. Still, I respect him for standing up for Skyrim. I'd be a lot happier inside the tavern, stuffing my face. All right then.
That's close enough. You're not supposed to be in here.
What's the problem, Amberus? Afraid I'll soil your precious
What do you
bathroom?
need, Anika?
This is the last time I'll say it. Get out.
Fine.
Ah,
I didn't want
finally
any
a
of your
moment to
piss
relax.
water anyway.
My father was a big fan of ale. He used to say that there's nothing like a mug of mead after a hard day's work. Ha, caught me off guard there. I've never had anything that lasted long, but I've certainly thought about it a lot, you know. I regard love as a rare and precious gem, deserving of protection, if I'm ever fortunate enough to find it. I know the life of a warrior could make it difficult to hold on to. I could die and leave behind someone I love, or I could risk losing someone I care deeply about. I know the feeling. Well, I reckon it's still worth it. I wish I could stop being so negative. On those nights when loneliness weighs heavy on me, I imagine stumbling upon a warrior like myself. Someone with whom we could protect each other, and perhaps life would be simpler. I've noticed, you know. You're more than just that, lass. You're fierce, beautiful, clever, and definitely one of a kind. All I can say for sure is that I really enjoy being around you. But tell me, What exactly do you mean by that? Ha! I hope you're not playing with me. But if you're not, just know that I'm really glad to hear that. It seems safe to let this feeling grow now. Maybe it will work out, eh? I've always admired the strength of the Nords, but even the toughest warrior needs a moment of peace. That's what keeps us going.
That look. He said a man waits his entire life to see that look from a beautiful lady. I wish I knew what he was talking about, so I'd know never to do it again. Not at all, stranger. I was just caught in a memory, and when that happens, I have a tendency to speak out loud. That's why the Nords say I'm of questionable mind, when all they used to question were my morals. A lover? A stranger? A mistake. He saw the way I looked at him and thought I was in love. Perhaps I was, but only until the day he left. They say the old Nord who comes by the corner club is married to an orc, but that's not the strangest part about their relationship. The rumor is so heinous, I can't even repeat it, so I won't. I often tell Renori she needs to see the world, but the advice rings hollow when I myself can't seem to tear away from this city. It was the day Ulfric had left for solitude, not to plead for war, but to make it. I knew then my lover's fate was sealed. He would join the Stormcloak army and depart for a camp the following morning. We said our goodbyes, and I never gave him a second look. I was standing at the docks when his ship pulled in. His name was Balrund. He was a noble's son. His shoulders were dressed in the finest furs, and a golden amulet hung from his neck, the center set with a stone as blue as a summer day. Very much so. In fact, when I saw him, I dropped my basket of flowers. I was so embarrassed when I scrambled to pick them up. All that was left was a single dragon's tongue. I was about to reach for it when a hand plucked it off the ground. Yes, he placed the flower in my dress and told me, "A flower this beautiful belongs in no basket." Strange feelings swelled within me. Anticipation, anxiety, as if the world had shrunk into a single person, and yet it never felt so vast. I never even noticed it was an amulet of Mara around his neck. He was. When someone dons an amulet of Mara, they're usually on their way to propose. In this case, he was promised to one of the Shattershield's daughters. It didn't take long for me to discover the amulet of Mara was meant for another. He said it was nothing more than a business arrangement, a wedding made to unite two clans who had long been at odds. That only made it worse. The only thing I could. I set out to do two things that night. Put down a bottle of ale and put him out of my mind. I had all but succeeded when he walked into the corner club. I tried my best to ignore him, but the fool kept at it. I told him it would end in tears. He said he would never make me cry. I did, but only because I was in love. And love makes a mockery of wisdom. We alter our lives, our futures, and the fate of those around us, all to chase that single fraction of a moment when everything is beautiful. No, he didn't. Balrund was torn between his love for me and his responsibility to his family. In the end, he chose the Stormcloaks over both. Nothing was as important to him than his pride as a Nord. That pride ultimately killed him, just as it slowly consumes me. Yet you'll find more than your fair share of tales of sorrow, sadness, and melancholy. That is something we Dunmer can relate to. That is something every foolish, mad, and hopeless romantic can relate to. Yes, Skyrim is a cold land, and its people hewn from ice and stone. Some may see the surface and the edges, and mistake it for a lack of passion. Yet in the end, Nord or Dunmer, Altmer or Orc, we are all mortals. We laugh, we love, And we cry. Behind the icy veneer, in the privacy of our bedrooms, and in our most intimate of thoughts, we all turn to those emotions that are timeless. Yes, the land itself is filled with hidden wonders. For every desolate tundra, there are clear lakes and hidden grottos as lush and vibrant as the Ascadian Isles. It's a shame what's happened to the Shattershield family this past year. We've had our differences, but I never wished them ill will. Belin? Don't be absurd. Belin is my cousin. Our ancestors were once members of the great house Hlalu. Well, our crest was adorned with a scale to represent the balance achieved by negotiation and compromise. House Hlalu prided itself on the use of diplomacy as opposed to warfare. They were loyal to the Empire for centuries, even before the Great War. Perhaps that bloodline is what makes me oppose Ulfric's rebellion, while at the same time makes excuses for him regarding the Grey Quarter. Belin is a good farmer and a good Dunmer. Many find it surprising to see a Nord woman under his employ, but not if you know Belin. While I preach working together and compromise with the Nords, Belin backs up his words with action. Seeing those two till the fields and harvest crops speaks louder than anything I could ever say. Well, I do think he works Adisla a little too hard, especially given her age. I tried to help, but I'm dreadful at harvesting. Belin won't let me anywhere near his wheat after I damaged nearly half his crop. It's not my fault the fool never showed me how. I have always opposed war because it is senseless and inefficient. Balrum's death did nothing to change that belief. Safe travels.
Ah, there you are. Ready for some action?
Be on the lookout. The butcher could be around any corner.
Then it's true, what everyone is saying. that Aventus Aretino is doing the Black Sacrament, trying to summon the Dark Brotherhood?
Oh, Grimvar, always with the nonsense. No, of course not. Those are just tales.
Fine, then I'll invite him out to play. He lives right there. I'm going to knock on his door.
No, child, wait! That boy, that house, they are cursed.
Ha! Then I'm right. I knew it. He's trying to have somebody killed.
All right, I won't deny it, child. What you heard is true. Aventus Aretino walks a dark path.
Will you spare a few coins to help someone?
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. Think I got a clean mug around here somewhere.
Aye. You have my steel. I don't know about you, but I could use a break. How about we stop here for a while? Sometimes, I think the true enemies rejoice seeing Nords fighting Nords, while they sit back and laugh. Sure, let's see what you got. All right then.